In this video, we're looking at substitution methods for solving second-order differential equations. The thinking here is somewhat similar to the substitution methods for first order. We have a second-order differential equation that we can't solve, but a clever substitution can convert it into one that we can. Now, remember, the sorts of differential equations that we can solve are ones where we just have some amount of the second derivative, some amount of the second derivative, some amount of first, some amount of second, just some amount of the function, may be equal to a function of x. What we can't be dealing with is things like x times the second derivative, 2 minus 4x times the first derivative, and so on. So let's see how this substitution, y equals z over x, helps us. Fundamentally, our aim is to replace the y with this substitution, replace the dy by dx, and replace the d2y by dx squared. So let's start with those derivatives. So if y is z over x, what is dy by dx? Well, we're going to use some quotient rule here. So vu, so it's vu dash, so x dz by dx, minus uv dash all over v squared. Okay, so that is our dy by dx. Can we simplify this at all? Well, since we're going to have to differentiate it again, I would actually split this up and have that's 1 over x times dz by dx minus z over x squared. Okay, let's differentiate it again to find d2y by dx squared. This is going to be a bit messy, but we'll cope. So, product rule here, uv, so it's u v dash. Now, luckily I'm differentiating this with respect to x, which means that is just the second derivative of z, plus u dash v. Okay, the second derivative, when you differentiate 1 over x, I get minus 1 over x squared. So that's minus 1 over x squared dz by dx. Now, quotient rule here, that's v u dash minus u dash v all over v squared. Okay, so I have dy by dx and d2y by dx squared. Let's just replace the whole lot here, and it will be a big old mess, but we'll cope. So it's x times the second derivative. So I'm going to multiply this entire thing I've got over there by x. So that cancels the first term. So d2z by dx squared minus, that's just 1 over x dz by dx. Let's see if I can simplify this as I go. So if I just did that divided by that, I'd get 1 over x squared dz by dx by multiplying by x. So that's minus 1 over x dz by dx. Then it's minus minus, so I would have plus 2z over x cubed, but it's now plus 2z over x squared because I multiply by x. Okay, so this is what I've got so far. Now I need to take the first derivative and multiply that by 2 minus 4x. So I'll just do that in 2 steps. 2 times all of this first, then minus 4x times all of this. So 2 times all of this gives me plus 2 over x dz by dx minus 2z over x squared. Now I'll multiply it by minus 4x. So minus 4x times this gives me minus 4 dz by dx. And this one times minus 4x gives me plus 4z over x. Okay, I think that's right. Finally, minus 4y. Well, y is z over x, so that's minus 4z over x. Okay, let's think about cancellings now. I think a lot of this is going to cancel. If we've done it right, it will cancel. So what cancels? Well, 4z over x cancels with minus 4z over x. Then what have I got? I've got minus 1 over x dz by dx minus 1 over x dz by dx plus 2 over x dz by dx. Cancels with that. Then I've got plus 2z over x squared minus 2z over x squared. That goes. And I'm left only with two terms. And luckily those two terms form a simple homogeneous differential equation. It's d2z by dx squared minus 4 dz by dx equals 0. Okay, we're there. Here's our auxiliary with solutions m equals 0 and 4. And that means that our general solution with z is that z is going to equal any amount of e to the 0 x, so just a, plus any amount of e to the 4x. Okay, but we want to replace z with xy. So I can say xy equals a plus b e to the 4x, and so my final general solution is a plus b e to the 4x all over x, and that's the general solution to this complicated looking differential equation. Of course, if I was given boundary conditions, I could use that to find a and b. Nice method, right? Do expect these big messy lines of working. That's just how it goes. You obviously need to be super careful not to make any algebraic errors, but if you don't, it will always reduce to something nice. Okay, that's the method introduced. In the next video, we're going to practice this and look at a slightly more advanced technique. So see you there.